the asset performance management that you're actually offering from a technical standpoint, can you talk a little bit about it as a service and also as it applies to the mining sector?
No, absolutely. So as we were looking at the different type of solutions that Aspen Technology provides to the industrial world, one of the ones that really stood out is that in industry, if you operate in a vertical that's that has a lot of capital intensive assets. Mm-hmm. So we know mining is that, with all the trucks, the plants, all of the amount of money that goes into physical equipment. One of the critical aspects is this idea of managing your assets optimally. Mm-hmm. That includes, taking care of all the things about how they operate, their life cycle, their usage in operation, to make sure it's optimal. So there's a whole big world here in asset performance management that is a great opportunity for technology to improve. So in asset performance management, what Aspen Tech brings to the table here is to address one of the critical key issues that, whether you're in surface, underground mining, whether or not you're working in aggregates, whether or not you're working anywhere in any of the industry, it's critical that you are able to understand potential failure modes and how you're operating maintenance-wise with that equipment. And so rather than just operating based on a reactive approach, asset performance management tools such as MTEL that Aspen Tech brings to the table give you the opportunity to use digital technology now to get a solution to a problem that's existed for a long time, to help make a decision and understand in advance of when potential failure modes could happen with equipment, and to do something about them in advance, and potentially change all the processes that led up to those type of failures. The return in mining and metals, amazing, game changing.
Because so much of the cost is in the operations, the OpEx, right? And that's really what you're tackling. That's what you're tackling.
Exactly. And so if you think within the OpEx, a significant amount of the budget for both surface and underground mining is spent on maintaining equipment. Okay. But when you look back and say, what are you doing? Why are you doing these things? In many cases, they've been told to, or they react to situations, or they operate on a fixed schedule, number of engine hours, something like this. But imagine a world where if a technology could actually monitor this in an automated fashion and warn you well in advance, not days, potentially weeks or months in advance, of potential failure modes, so that you could actually do something about it when it really mattered, when it was really happening. Mm-hmm. You could actually take control of your maintenance program with a data-driven and intelligent, optimized approach. That would be a game changer. That could change your spend.
Something I'm always, and your company is at a scale and worked in the industry in a way that I think you'll be able to sort of answer this question. Can they, when a company's done it by the engine hours, mm-hmm. Is the key to find the right person who wants to hear that they're going to do it a different way, or is it how do you educate them? Because I'm sure there's a huge education component before any actual implementation.
No, for sure. You hit the nail on the head there, Jared. It's just, there's a real challenge when it comes to change, right? Mm-hmm. And mining has a culture. If we want to talk about a specific aspect of the culture you were mentioning earlier, within mining, it's the culture of, inertia. Sometimes it's a little hard to jump in and change, particularly when it's as mysterious as a digital technology. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's a lot of resistance at first, and so we take it slow. And one of the things that makes it really difficult, even if the return on investment seems obvious, sometimes the best way to do it is handhold, take it slow, and prove it. Yeah. Don't change anything just yet. Let's just run in parallel potential. Let's pilot it. Let's take this a step at a time and prove to you. Let you get comfortable with it and understand what's going on. My philosophy on the way this works in mining is something I called bite-sized digital transformation. Every mining company is told, focus on sustainability, safety, technological transportation, improve operations. But what does that mean? These are operational folks who have to deal with day-to-day decisions, shift by shift, hour by hour. And so what if you were to say, I can tell you something here. Here's a technological solution that will produce a result. That's something you can measure, something you can see that affects your day-to-day operation. What would that do for you? A specific bite-sized chunk of transformation that you can implement quickly and get a result.